The Ramblin Tea House is an entertainment-only podcast, meaning we're for entertainment only. While laughter is the best medicine, it's not the only medical attention you should be seeking.
We have the same amount of degrees as WebMD, which is to say,
none.
Here at the Rambling Tea House, we endeavor to handle all topics as respectfully as possible, but to err is human.
So tip your waitress, yeah by closing, and please, don't park over the line.
Who picked this color for the balcony?
I thought you did.
No. It's kind of a puce shade.
Daisy?
I mean, she is the artistic one. I mean, so are you.
But she also took time off. So, Kevin.
It's puce with
It's
with
Kevin.
trimmed with eggshell. This
I'm gonna
reeks
pretend
of Kevin.
I know what you're saying. It looks like it's green and white, but like not good. I don't care for it.
It's unsettling on a cellular level, and it shouldn't be because it's just color swatches. But
I
like the trim.
Sure, I guess. What was wrong with just the dark color? They shouldn't have changed it.
Yeah, but we didn't have any more of that paint. Because it's in the basement, and we don't go to the basement.
It's bad enough it's Kevin's fault all this happened. He can go to the basement and get my paint.
Also, I think the raccoons have moved into the basement, and I'm worried about what's going to happen to them once they try and leave.
Let's go with they moved in. The raccoons, you don't have to worry about the raccoons anymore. It's all taken care of. It's all gonna be fine. Just don't let one bite you. We learned the hard way that that's not great.
How did you have to learn that the hard way, that you shouldn't let a raccoon bite you?
You're right. You're right.
What? No. No, I'm not going to ask questions I don't want answered.
That's a good plan. So, my significant other said something horrifying the other day.
Do tell.
So, he was talking about, like, multiverse theory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, like, what if all of the characters you've created, doesn't matter if you're writing, playing RPG, just had this weird idea for this person in your brain, and what if, by doing that, you created them in an alternate dimension, like a side dimension? So, what if they're in that little side dimension, and everything that has happened?
You've got some really angry multiverse children out there, Nick.
It was one of the most horrifying sentences I've ever heard a person say, but that being said, if that's true, then my old chair exists somewhere out there, and I want you to go get it for me.
Oh, yeah. It was lost to the fall.
Is that what we're calling it, the fall?
We should rename the balcony the Reichenbach.
No.
You're right, because then one of us would die. Or would we? I'll get you your chair back.
Okay, work on that.
On some dimension of reality, I'll get you your chair back.
This one's okay, I guess, but it's...
This might be like a sci-fi movie Matthew McConaughey situation. We don't know.
Go into depth on that right now.
Well, like in Interstellar, when he went to another dimension.
Okay, I've never seen that.
So...
Okay, at this point, you're just laughing. You're just laughing. The point is, am I going to get my chair back? And
yes,
are my fictional characters coming to find me?
But
those are the things I need to know.
You'll get your chair, but it'll be in another reality, and it might be yesterday, depending on the time slip and how the wormhole works.
Okay, Kevin on the math.
Or it'll be in the future, and you'll be in like this big like.
So full on Groundhog's Day?
No, worse, because you don't die.
Bill Murray didn't die either.
I know, but like,
I don't think Bill Murray can die.
We haven't seen it happen.
Yeah.
So we have no proof that he is not an immortal.
I mean, pretty much. Until it happens, technically everybody's immortal. Until they're not.
What a world.
So multiverse is a thing.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't want some of the characters I've created to exist, because some of them are assholes.
There's a couple that, some people, they want to kill the person that created them. There's that whole trope, like full-on Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, you gotta kill your vamp daddy, as it were.
Yes, you gotta kill your vamp daddy.
Not my sentence.
I know. I'm concerned. Should this exist, I have some apologizing to do. On that note, there's a closet on the second story, at least where the third story was yesterday. Okay. Don't open it.
I told you, Nick, you gotta store the bodies off property.
Yes, bodies. That's what's in the closet. We'll go with that.
Also, the swan's gone missing, and that worries me.
He went to live on a nice farm up north?
No, not the goose. The swan.
The goose is back?
The goose hasn't left.
The goose left?
No, the goose has been here the whole time.
Fucking geese.
That's what happened to Mrs. Richardson.
Maybe she should have paid before storming out of the building.
We do warn about the attack goose. You think she would have known.
Exactly. If you see the goose, just don't approach.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, cool.
Pretty much.
Has the goose started showing up at your window, or is that just me?
That's just you.
Oh, okay.
I don't live here.
I don't live here either, but I mean, like, when you're working, it's just like, "Bah."
I work behind the bar. There's no windows.
Just like there's no hallway on the second floor.
Nope.
It's got a painting and a closet with an actual broom in it.
We don't have to worry about it because it's Kevin's building.
Yeah, but
That makes it Kevin's problem, not my problem. If it's Kevin's problem, it's not mine, and that is good. I'm okay with that. But anyway, yeah. Leave the closet alone. Let's go have a show. It's the first one back. Let's do this. Feel the pressure. Feel pumped.
Are we ever
Kick ass. Take names. Take names. Kick ass.
Kick
names. Take ass.
Kick names.
Kick names. Take ass.
I take the names before I kick ass, or do I kick ass and then try and get their name and
Depends on
number?
how you're doing it, really.
Also, are we going to try there ever again, or is that just a thing of the past now?
Okay, so the thing that happened to make the thing happen has no longer been happening. Yep.
Kevin was involved, Lord knows.
Kevin was involved.
Okay.
We got this.
Let's get up on stage
Let's do this.
and talk about stuff.
Welcome to the Ramblin Tea House. I'm Nick.
I'm Lily.
Tonight we'll be serving double-charged complimentary cocktails with a twist of mechanical failure.
That sounds awful.
So,
How do you serve mechanical failure?
Well, okay. Let's set the scene. We're gonna pan in.
I don't know why.
We're panning in. You're on hour 4 of what should have been an hour and a half long flight, okay? You're in, economy class. Not business class, not first class. It's funny that you thought you were going to be in first class. It really is. Where there's more seat.
And space.
And the drinks are, in fact, free. But no. You're all the way in the back, towards the bathroom. There's an exit sign by you. There's a kid screaming 3 aisles down. It's been going on for a while.
Somebody's got indigestion.
You were stuck on the tarmac for what seems like an eternity. Because you love flying. You love it so much. So very, very much.
Is it the only way you can transport yourself?
Yes. So, you've realized you've been overcharged for everything that was supposed to be free. Because you ordered one little thing off that menu where they're offering you gizmos that will break within 2 seconds of looking at them. We're not going to call it what it is because that's copyrighted.
Everyone knows what we're talking about.
Basically James Bond with an M, but not the M you're thinking of. You're having a great time already, okay? It's been wonderful. You're waiting for the sweet release of death.
And then it comes knocking at your door.
On the window, you look over onto the wing of the plane, and you see something. It's kind of furry. It's kind of small. You're like, oh, that could be a duck, because ducks are evil, shape-shifting monsters of the abyss. Okay? So you look at it, and you're like, nah, obviously, it don't got wings. See? The lights flicker when you mention their name. They know. That's what happened to the swan.
I'm afeared.
Good. Feel the fear. You should be terrified you're on a plane. We zoom in through the window to this tiny creature, and you realize it's got wrenches. It's dual wielding. It's taking bolts off. It's taking bolts over here.
No.
It's taking bolts off over here. And then, bam! There goes the panel. And then it sees you and vanishes.
Mr. Pilot Man, there's a funny little monster tearing at your plane.
No. Because then people say you're hallucinating because of the terror. And that third ginger ale was a bad idea and you knew it. But you're like, okay, obviously hallucinating. It's fine. And then you look over and its beady little eyes are staring at you in the plane and we fade to black.
Why do I suddenly feel like using the Shatner comma?
Because I just basically summarized Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
I haven't seen
It's a Twilight episode.
I haven't seen
Twilight's
that
own
one.
episode.
I'm glad Twilight's a
Actually, that
television
would have been
show.
better. Like, full-on Gremlins, the movie from 1984, merged with Twilight from 2005.
The Gremlins would have won.
The Gremlins would have won.
Alice would have become their queen.
Wanna know why? 'Cause fire. Can't sparkle if it's a fucking torch.
Oh my god.
So, going back
to the airplane.
to Rod Sterling, that is one of the most famous representations of gremlins is in that Twilight Zone episode. William Shatner plays Robert Wilson, who is a man who just got released from a stay in a psychiatric institute for hallucinations and other stress-related things. And he sees this.
Is it hilarious?
It's not an actual, like, what gremlins are in folklore. It looks like someone took a gorilla suit and kind of just used, like, a can of Aquanet all over the body, and then just kind of squished it, and then took a mask
and then
put it on it, and then just kind of colored it brown. Made it nice and pretty for that black and white, high-quality television.
Is Shatner that old?
He's not a spring chicken.
Didn't think he was.
They can at least fly.
Aw.
Unlike airplanes. Alright.
That was deep.
Yeah. So.
That was deep in the chest.
So airplanes. Not a fan.
I don't mind them.
But the gremlins make it worse. A little bit. Just a little bit. Many of our conversations have just been me talking about my love of Gizmo.
And your loathing of airplanes.
That's usually how it steers.
You hate flying and hate airplanes, and the general contemplation of lighter-than-air travel makes you positively homicidal.
Gizmo's a good boy. We'll get to Gizmo. But we should probably actually, like, go back to, hey, what happened here? Why was this tiny little beastie of the air ripping apart an airplane?
Yeah, I don't get why something that arguably kind of fey would be interested in anything we're doing, because we're just squishy little humans.
Okay, so we're doing the pan in again. So we're gonna go full montage. Ooh, we're gonna get fancy. We're gonna go from Technicolor back to black and white. And then we're gonna get the
Schwanky.
grainy army recruitment film thing going on around the edges. Okay? You see it in your mind, in your eye, and it starts to fizz because we're talking about gremlins.
Fizzing.
Fizz. Yeah. And death. But not really. So, it's World War I. There's planes everywhere because
Everywhere?
because the Air Force, the Royal Air Force, was very prevalent in the World Wars.
They were churning out pilots and planes like it was going out of style, and like their life
Technically-
depended on it, because it literally did.
It did. One
Yeah.
was a technicality, one was it literally was the case.
Yeah.
They had people going up in planes, and things like engine failure, landing gear wasn't working, pieces of the plane were detaching. One time an engine got dismounted.
Did the people in the planes live to tell the tale, or these...
Not, like I said, death, but not literally. The plane died. The people were fine.
That sounds odd, because usually non-human things don't really give a damn about us.
So unless the Royal Air Force is keeping a real big secret on immortality, hit me up. But, yeah, it was World War I, and I'm trying to remember the first time they talked about it. Because Gremlins is a slang term. It's not their actual name. I don't know if anybody knows their actual name.
It might not be pronounceable by our feeble mortal tongues.
Speak for yourself. Actually, you are speaking for yourself. Thank you. Appreciate that. What the hell was it called?
I don't really want to find out whether you're immortal or not, because then we'd have to try and kill you. And I like you in this state. Like, you know, showing up to work and mixing me drinks and letting me pet your dog.
You're doing it for the dog. Don't even lie.
Shh, he's a good boy.
Okay, so that's what it was. When you're in the military, it doesn't really look good when you're like, oh, yeah, it wasn't the fact I didn't do maintenance. It was the gremlins.
So, why'd your plane crash? Well, you see, Captain, these tiny little monsters showed up, started taking apart my plane. Uh-huh. And what did these little monsters look like? Well, they were kind of furry, and they've got claws, and I heard something about dual wielding.
Yeah, dual wielding. No, that was before Dungeons and Dragons. We're not doing the timeline skip thing. It already upsets our one buddy enough.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. In 1917, when planes weren't really prevalent in warfare until the World Wars.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
we hadn't figured it out yet.
But once we started going up,
Damn the Wright brothers.
fuck those guys.
You hate them.
I don't hate them.
You hate what they made.
did.
So it's a Frankenstein situation.
It's not the plane's fault, except for it still exists. They're not terrible, okay? Our airplanes aren't bad, per se.
I love
They're
watching
just
you.
awful.
I love watching you try and defend how much you hate airplanes.
I don't
Is it the recycled
actively hate
air,
them.
or is it the lack of leg room?
Okay, so, it's not only you have to rely on the pilot and the co-pilot, it's the maintenance crew, it's the engineers, it's the robot that made the part that the engineer and the mechanic both went, yeah, that should go there. For all I know, they went, it's an 8mm, but we can make a 10 fit.
This is because you've reassembled too many engines and had extra bolts left over.
People are idiots and they can't be trusted.
Particularly not when they stand on the tarmac for half an hour.
Half the people that work at our local hospital, I knew from way back when they were wee chitlins. I know the shit they pulled, and now they're like, yes, I'm a prestigious doctor. I can definitely do everything. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, snort that pixie stick.
Yeah.
So I'm trusting the pixie stick no snorter to throw me 35,000 feet up in the air, saying, yes, you're gonna land, I think. It'll be fine. I don't know.
The genuine worry on your face.
The worst part is I will have 35,000 feet to contemplate the ground. That's great. That's fantastic. I hate airplanes. We're talking about gremlins. Gremlins also hate airplanes or love them. Either one. I've never met one. I'll have to talk about them someday.
Are you sure about that?
So, what was happening was in World War I and World War II, people started to go, yeah, it's the Gremlins. Yeah, it's the Gremlins. Before that, they were called planes are bullshit. Before that, they were called a horde of mysterious malicious spirits that were messing with the military's planes. They thought they were on Germany's side for the longest time.
Because they kept messing up.
Because only ally planes were getting messed with. Like, all the gas was disappearing, engines were getting disconnected, electrical systems were going haywire. But they were like, okay, well, we did maintenance. We checked everything. We made sure the gas tank was full. What is going on?
It's the clouds. They're attacking us.
I mean, technically. You got little air spirits up there.
Just
Like, they have corporeal forms. They just can also not, from several different accounts. Like you were saying before, sometimes they look kind of scaly, sometimes they look kind of furry, depending on who you talked with.
Gremlins in their natural habitat, kind of vaporous.
They're spirits of the air.
I'm only solid because it expedites me fucking things up.
I just want to know how it works, okay?
It's making a buzz sound. It's driving right through my living room. I want to fuck it up.
Okay, so as someone who likes to tear things apart and figure out how they work, I can respect that. I can respect going, what's that? I've never seen one of those before. I want to know how that works. Let's just take, bye. Maybe we'll see one again. And then just one comes by like, what is
There's
this?
another one.
What is this? It's liquidy. It smells terrible. Let's take it out and see what happens. Aww. Bye.
It makes you think of the witches in Macbeth. Their coven leader was like, hey, don't tell the mortals stuff because it wrecks things. And then the people lower in the coven were like, but what if we told the mortals some stuff? What would happen? I'm gonna poke it. I'm gonna keep poking it. I'm gonna pick.
It's fine. There's these 2 wires that are attached to this thing. Let's take the thing. Let's take the wires. Okay, we have half a plane now. Can we figure out how to reconstruct it? And, shit.
They keep falling.
Bye. Yeah, totally destroying planes. But the people were fine. No one died. That's one of the reasons they called them gremlins.
Instead of monsters?
Because, it comes from gremlin or grema.
Like Grima Wormtongue?
I guess so.
That would make sense. He's a malicious little monster.
It just means to vex or annoy. Otherwise, they'd be murder clouds. Cloud assassins. I can picture the anime now.
Yeah, there's...
It'd just be like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No! They dual wield wrenches! Full on air compressor!
Is this where Stephen King got the idea for the fog?
No, that's a totally different murder cloud. It's biological warfare at that point.
That's the murder fog, not a murder cloud.
It's a murder fog, not a murder cloud. But the first time they actually fully acknowledged, like, hey, Gremlins, was in 1929.
That seems odd, because you think of folklore and you think, like, from times long since past. It was the 20s.
It was 20s.
Jazz and gin and bob haircuts and showing your ankles when you cross the street. The 20s.
The calves. Yeah, all sorts of scandalous. You got wrench throwers and calves. That's the name of the antagonist in the Murder Cloud anime.
Calves.
Calf wrench. Wrench calf.
I like calf wrench.
Calf wrench. Obviously. It's all calf wrench's fault.
How do you come up with names for your characters? You take words and you slam them together until they make a sound you like.
Pretty much. That's pretty much how you just do that. But I'm trying to remember what his name was. Lindbergh! Charles Lindbergh.
Charles Lindbergh.
He is one of the people that gave an actual account of interacting with gremlins.
Like, had his child stolen
Yeah, Lindbergh baby, Charles
from his
Lindbergh.
own house. Flew around the world, Charles Lindbergh.
He has an actual account where he went, oh, yeah, so everything's over now. So gremlins are real.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. I mean, this was in 1953. He's a well-respected pilot and person, a well-respected member of the community. Went, oh, yeah, no, gremlins are a thing.
Well, and he's one of the most accomplished aviators of that century.
Yep.
That would be like Neil deGrasse Tyson being like, so aliens are a thing.
That was the thing, is it wasn't just the gremlins were going and messing with the planes.
Things up, yeah.
I mean, they weren't just messing with things. They have accounts like Charles Lindbergh. So I was in my plane, flying, like you do when you're a pilot in a plane
in
making
the
those
sky.
life choices. And things started going wrong, and pretty soon, bam, gremlins happened, and we're like, you're gonna be fine. It's cool. We've taken like 18,000 of these apart. We've got this.
We've been
You're
here
gonna
before.
land. We've been here before. We got this. It'll be fine.
It's like Formula One racing, man. We'll have you out of here in no time.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It's a pit stop. We're just in the air, and then we're gonna go down, and then you're gonna stop, and then you're just gonna, do it again, and maybe we'll trade. I don't know if planes have alternators, but yeah, we want one of those.
Why?
That's how you charge a battery.
Oh,
I mean, they already stole the battery in the wire, so now they need the charger.
but I'm wondering if, since there's often perpetual motion when you have propeller-based planes, if an alternator would be necessary?
I don't know. I've never worked on a plane engine, believe it or not.
So the Lindbergh kidnapping happened in the 30s. I wonder if there were people who discredited what he said as the ravings of a grief-laden father.
I don't know. I just know Charles Lindbergh wrote a book and said gremlins were real. That's important.
He wrote a book about it?
He wrote a book, and in his book, his little biography thing, he was like, yeah, gremlins are real, so that's a thing. But it kept happening. It wasn't just the Allies' planes. Pretty soon it was Germany's planes. It's like, oh, look, new design. we should take out the engine. What if we took the wheels? Ooh, 4 wheels. 3 wheels? Let's do 3 wheels and engine. Oh.
Bye-bye.
But those are the credited stories. Military personnel going, so we don't really talk about it, but yeah, furry little dudes steal our shit.
And then we live to tell the tale.
Yep.
That's the part that fucks me up, is that they're not looking to kill us or harm us.
It's just an exchange.
You're driving through my living room. I want the shiny thing.
Some of us use the toll bridge. We pay, or we cover our license plate and book it. Either one. So sometimes you got the covered license plate. Sometimes the gremlin takes your alternator. It's a fair trade. I have never covered my license plate on the toll bridge, because that's a crime.
Is it a crime if you're not mortal?
I think it has to do more with residency than species.
God damn it.
Don't make me pay for the toll bridge. It's the fastest way to work. Anyway.
You have to go over a toll bridge to get to work?
Don't think about it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Is there a troll
We're moving on.
at the toll bridge?
No, you pay the troll. No, Tony's cool. Just give him the money and go cross.
Does he accept modern American currency?
No.
Do I have to pay him in, like, Roman gold?
Do you want to know what he wants? This is a question for Daisy.
Okay.
Non-fatal accidents, military. What a gremlin is, it's a tiny little mechanic.
It's a little
little mechanic. He just wants to know how it works, and if it doesn't work, cool. If it works, cool. If you fall out of the sky, cool.
I just picture a gremlin with a butter knife wrecking havoc
Everybody
on the world.
needs a hobby. Some people are poor and have no cable, and seeing as how wires in the sky haven't happened yet, it's basically their reality television. I get it.
Next time on Keeping Up with the Lindberghs.
There we go.
Honey,
No.
where's the alternator? It was here a moment ago.
Yeah. See? Except for they know. It's like interactive theater.
It's like one of those murder mysteries, except you might be the murderer.
No, because remember,
They don't
no
kill
one
us.
gets hurt mortally.
Just in their brain. Just in their psyche.
So what else was there? There was Twilight Zone. They did the Twilight Zone movie, which was good. They did another version of the original with John Lithgow.
Okay.
Yeah. It was based off a story by Richard Matheson. What else is important to set up the story for Gremlins? Nothing. Gizmo is a good boy. That's all anybody needs to know. So, 1984, one of my favorite Christmas movies was made. It is a Christmas movie. It happened around Christmas. It involves Christmas. There's presents and a dead Santa. So, it's a Christmas movie.
An actual Santa?
It's a story that happens in the movie. You don't actually see the dead Santa.
But a man playing Santa dies.
Yes.
Dude, they kill him?
It's what we call dark comedy, and it's the reason for PG-13.
I thought Red Dawn was the reason for
No,
PG-13.
Red Dawn is the first PG-13 movie, but Steven Spielberg was the producer for Gremlins, and they rated it PG. But because of the content, a bunch of people with the MPAA, right?
The American movie.
The movie MPAA. We're gonna go with that. Dyslexia says it's right, and that's all that matters at this point in time.
The people who censor movies.
The people who censor movies were very upset because they're like, this movie's kind of dark for a kid's movie. And he went, yeah, it is.
It's not a kid's
Maybe
movie.
we should. But it's not bad enough to be R, because at that point you had G, PG, and R. And X. But X has been around for a very long time, so you don't really need to talk about it, because it does mark the spot. Anyway. So Gremlins.
You make those decisions.
I do. So, Gremlins is responsible because of its dark humor, which is one of my favorite genres. That and horror comedy. I really like horror comedy. This is kind of horror comedy.
So
There's
I've been finding
scene.
out, like, when movie night includes stop motion
Claymation.
skeletons
Yeah.
that have been brought back from the dead, and a modern car that's been turned into, like, a flaming chariot. Like, yeah, horror comedy.
Yeah, it's important. Army of Darkness is a good movie. Gremlins is about this inventor who likes to make things, because that's what inventors do. We're just gonna throw that little folklore shade right there. No? Damn it. Okay, how do you use that in a sentence?
Shade is like,
damn it.
when you're talking shit about somebody.
Nope. It's a reference. I tried. You young'uns in your slang. So, it's that little, like, nod to the folklore.
Hey.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out! Shade, shout out.
It's an S word.
It's S. This is all good. So,
It's all good.
he goes to the shop, and they use the term mogwai. Mogwai
Which
is
is-
not...
Aren't they
not-
little Asian demons, and aren't they hella malicious?
Yes, they are hella malicious. They're nasty little things. They are not the cute little squish that is Gizmo.
Mogwai, gremlin, squishy baby.
And I get what they were trying to do, but we'll continue on this way for a second.
We're gonna wander to the left a bit.
Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about Gizmo and how he deserved better. So basically what happens is this dad goes to the shop, and one of his kids, he's getting a present for him. And the guy at the shop goes, no, he's not for sale. Sorry. And then the grandson goes, anything's for sale. We want money. And tells him, basically, no direct sunlight. Do not get it wet. No water. Don't do it. And third is don't feed them after midnight.
That one's weird to me.
The sunlight thing, I get. Like, bright light's not good, but sunlight will the death.
Well, which, does that make sense if they're an air being, if they're affected by light?
Kind of. Because with the Mogwai, they're nasty. Sunlight would definitely kill it. That's fine. If you're going with the folklore of the actual Mogwai.
Are they like night creatures then?
Yeah, they're little shadowy beasties. Ugh.
Guess a lot of the stories of gremlins do happen during night flies and night attacks and night raids and all that shit.
But that's more Mogwai myth.
That's true.
But the don't get it wet thing is because that's their breeding season. And mythology is the...
When it rains.
Yeah, when it rains.
So they
During the white season. White season.
Wet season.
During the wet season.
They
multiply. Yeah.
Don't
And
get
then
it
the
wet.
don't feed after midnight, I think, is just a creative choice.
Plot point, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll feed them and then they'll turn into
So guess what happens?
He gets it wet and he feeds it after midnight and then he has to use sunlight to kill it in the end.
Something like that, yeah. All of those happen. Uh-huh.
Do they fuck up his entire house first?
He actually says, like, hey, son, don't do these things. So at least he did that.
And then the kid goes, yeah, whatever.
No, he goes, yeah, that sounds good. That's fine, I can do that. Then there's an accident with a glass of water.
Imagine the water's an accident, but the food...
The food is perpetuated by the gremlins. Because once Gizmo... Okay, Gizmo is everything Furbies want to be, but aren't because they are in fact malicious spirits from hell.
Where are
Furbies are the worst thing to ever be created by man.
Not nuclear bombs, not chemical warfare. Furbies, not Chia Pet Mr. T's.
Okay, hold on. What do you think's wrong with Mr. T Chia
Mr.
Pets?
T's great. I feel like it's disrespectful to him.
No, it's got the... He had to sign off on it, so...
Yeah, all right. I like the
There's
concept.
nothing wrong with Chia Pets.
White people
Furbies.
dreads.
Furbies. No, I'm talking about an actual, like,
Engineered.
creation to spread to the masses.
Windows Vista.
That died. XP was... Anyway, so... It's the worst publicly loved thing that humans have created. You're all awful, and you made this thing. Public distribution. It was meant for everybody.
Music in the late 90s, early 2000s.
I win.
I'm just saying.
I win. That, nope. Furbies.
Where are they not allowed again?
The NSA, anywhere with secrets, any building that has that capability of being a security breach, they are not allowed in.
So could you just, like, take the innards of a Furby into some place?
No.
Like they're memorizing recording
I'm
capabilities?
all for skinning Furbies, but no.
They learn.
They scan you. I'm talking about the building and the Furby. Gizmo's a good boy. They used him to show, like, what could be. Here's the good side, and then spite happens. So when he multiplies, when Gizmo multiplies,
He gets all awful.
there's a bunch of...
green?
Well, no, the offspring makes it so the clock doesn't show it's after midnight, and so the kid feeds them, and they become gremlins. And they become scaly and gross and red-eyed and malicious.
Don't they have, like,
They were already malicious, but they were just...
Don't they have, like, orange spots?
No, not really. They kind of, like, when the
Little
light hits them, they have,
discolored?
like, little highlights. All these hints towards the folklore. Like, Gizmo fixes the VW,
Aw.
and the inventor dad has all these inventions that don't really work. The gremlins mess with them. They make them so much worse. It's great. But that is a good representation of what the worst parts are, except for they actually kill somebody. Gremlins don't kill people.
Do they kill the Santa Claus?
No, the Santa Claus got stuck and died. Spoiler. He got stuck in the chimney and died. Yeah.
Was this like a dad?
Dark comedy.
Was this like a dad pretending to be Santa and
Yes.
he got stuck in the chimney
Yes,
and died?
yes it was.
Do people try and put themselves down chimneys? Are they that desperate?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never tried it, so... The guy that did Gremlins, Chris Columbus, is responsible for a lot of the movies that I like. He's the one that did Goonies and Young Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
Or you would know him from Rent.
These guy.
He's one of those, like, institutions that no one knows about that they know about.
The first time I really remember seeing Chris Columbus, because we watched the Goonies a lot growing up. We watched Temple of Doom a lot.
It's important. Goonies is one of those rites of passage.
Yeah.
Never say die!
Yeah.
It's important. Home Alone, another Christmas movie.
Oh,
He did
yeah.
Home Alone.
Also, after I fell in love with Lord of the Rings, my mom was like, you know where one of those hobbits got famous, right? And I'm like, no, Mom, why don't you tell me? And she's like, it's the Goonies.
Yeah, Sean Astin.
Sean Astin, little baby Sean Astin. Also, it's got Thanos in it.
It does.
Yeah, he's the brother.
He is.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Damn, son.
Did you not know that?
No, it didn't register. It's been a while since I've seen the Goonies. We should watch that next movie night.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Everybody up for Goonies movie night? Yes? No? Yes? Kevin? I don't even know why you're here. So, Goonies, next movie night. Got it.
No, but the first time I really remember seeing Chris Columbus's name was after the first 2 Harry Potter movies. And I remember seeing a drastic change in the whole feel, tone, and execution of the movies when he left. I was so bummed because the first 2 movies, it was like you were literally being lured into this world of magic. Like everything was stitched together so precise. Oh, the ambiance, the aesthetic, the music, everything. And then in the third one, they're walking around in their people clothes at school, and the soundtrack's in the background, and the lighting's really generic, and the third one's my favorite, but damn, man.
Yes, I know what you're saying. The fourth one, I have problems with. It's my favorite out of the books.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I literally wrote a college paper about how bad a book-to-movie translation that was.
Yeah. It was upsetting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have picked you for a 6th kind of girl.
Eh.
Same.
I'm good. Nah, man. Gizmo's a good boy. So what happens is the old Chinese man comes back and is like, give me my gremlin. Give me my mogwai. You're not ready for this responsibility.
Clearly.
And Gizmo's like, bye, that was a good adventure. I hate you all. Bye.
Bye!
It's good. It's great. I love it. It's a fantastic movie.
Then the second one.
No. They made a female gremlin and it just...
That's like a Bride of Chucky moment.
Yeah, it is.
And then what if we gave him a girlfriend?
I'm good. What else can I say about gremlins? They're little mechanics who just want to know how things work. And we just need to be okay with that when
Right.
we're flying through the sky.
Or, take a train.
Several hundred trains, cars. I love it. It's my favorite. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Planes.
What would be...
So, planes not made by gremlins. They just disassemble them. They're basically just plane mechanics. They're specialized.
Did they get them fancy gremlin degrees?
They have their fancy degrees. They have a plaque. It's nice.
I just picture...
On their resume collectively.
I just picture, that one moment in Twilight where you see all of their college caps from all the times they've graduated.
Exactly. Like I said, it's the 18th time I've been to high school. That poor lady.
That woman's face when you said you were 120.
Don't ask how old I am if you don't want to know. So, I'm not saying the company name based off what happened the last couple times with the cease and desist notice and, the brick. It's fine. I'm just...
There was a brick?
Daisy, I'm supposed to say no. No.
Do y'all have a bet on how long you can keep me out of the loop on things?
You don't want the loop.
Don't I, though?
Look at me in my face. Right here, right now. I don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Oh, you're like Dr. Sweet. I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
There we go. Just keep that in mind. Every time you're like, and then go, no. I don't want to know about Mole. There we go.
They need to make that into a live action. It's screaming to be made into...
Steampunk.
Oh my god, it is!
Steampunk. It'll come around. It'll be awful. We'll all hate it. It'll be fine.
Unless they get Cole Sprouse to be...
Milo Thatcher.
He has a cosplay for it already.
There we go.
Comedic timing.
There we go. It might be terrible, but I'm willing to risk it.
And get Zoe Saldana to play Kita.
I'd risk it. Okay. I'm gonna word it carefully, Daisy. So, I have a theory. Now, we're not gonna say names, like I said.
I'm not gonna name names.
However, the common phrase for these cars is found on Road Dead, or Fix or Repair Daily, or
Fucking ostentatious road decoration.
Thank you. I'm just saying that Gremlins run that company.
Run it.
Own
Build it. Manufacture it.
They are everybody.
Design it.
They might be the robots in the machine. I don't know. Spirit in the Machine, robots.
Ghost in the Machine.
Ghost in the Machine. Ghost of the Darkness. That's a terrible movie about lions. And when I mean terrible, I mean it's a good movie, but wow.
That's like a 1970s...
No, it's not. It's got Val Kilmer in it.
Oh, I'm thinking of an actual nature documentary.
No.
Oh.
I mean, technically this one is too. It's like a mockumentary, except for it's not funny. So, they design domestic cars. They're just, who does that? It's fine.
Do they design other people's domestic cars or just our domestic cars?
Just these ones.
Alright.
Especially the one named after a constellation. Fuck that guy. That's exactly what it sounds like when you start one up for the first time.
I wish you're joking, but I know you're not.
Nope. I'm not. I'm just saying. It's not a conspiracy theory if it's true. But
Said the conspiracy theorist.
Gremlins own that company. They design for that company because they're interested in, continuing the low-grade irritation that makes their lives happy. They just gotta keep that reality TV going.
Crowley status? Just
enough.
Just a circle of low-grade evil?
Spread throughout the country.
So, are you saying that on Judgment Day, when the apocalypse is nigh, that all of these particular kinds of cars are going to erupt into little balls of fire?
No, because gremlins are, once again, beings of nature, so...
So the empty cars are going to burst into fire.
The car's just gonna burst into fire. It doesn't even take the apocalypse. It takes driving 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're not joking.
I'm not. This is not a joking face.
No.
I've never made comedy in my life.
No, that's
Stupid
your
how accurate that description is.
That's your put 3 eggs in the crepe recipe face.
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
It's
just a thing that you do.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And on that note, because they can only get into that one company, because dude fell into a lake almost, so he owed the Gremlins. Henry owed the Gremlins, and that's how they got control of the company.
Did he almost fall into Illuminati confirmed?
Nope, we're not going there, because we wouldn't want to tarnish the reputation of Fix or Repair Daily. So, because they can only mess with so many vehicles
At one time.
while owning that factory in particular, they had to expand their horizons.
They had to syndicate,
So-
if you will.
We'll go with that. They had to become a corporation. They had to become...
What's it called when
It's a franchise. They had a
franchise?
franchise. So, they started these obnoxiously colored quick stop oil changes.
I mean, I know an oil change doesn't take a while, but the idea of a quick stop oil change place always seems a little hinky to me.
I wonder why. I'm just saying. They're all owned by Gremlins.
Every last one of them?
Every single one.
From coast to coast.
From coast to the trench to the triangle. Everywhere. Gremlins.
From the trench to the triangle. That sounds like a punk band.
I like it. Trench to the triangle. Let's do it.
Come on! That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I
Trench
was
to the
really
Triangle.
awful at
So,
metal concerts.
it's okay. You'll get better, or we'll just keep doing what
No,
we do.
but I just
here's your earplugs. Here's your water. Yeah.
No, I was...
Gremlins could totally run a metal concert. You just gotta make the sounds warp. They're perfect. Do you think they'd play? No, we don't want any more people in here. Never mind.
Also,
They
just
might get the
because
speaker sound working.
they might figure out the jukebox.
Yeah. Sure.
Has it been recording us again?
Do you want to know the answer?
No!
Okay. Gremlins are everywhere. Accept it.
Just be okay with it.
Just be okay with it. And it's
Germs,
fine.
spores, gremlins.
Airplanes are everywhere. Don't be okay with it. Be okay with it.
I mean-
Live that life.
I mean, Greta's-
Make that choice.
Greta's not okay with it, so maybe we shouldn't be too okay with planes all the time either.
Anyway, that's it. That's what I had to say. Gremlins are a thing. Congratulations, Charles Lindbergh.
Charles Lindbergh, Shatner, Twilight Zone,
Rod Sterling. I love the Twilight Zone. I love Gremlins.
fucking ostentatious road decorations.
Fucking ostentatious road decorations. It's
Spike
fantastic.
Spike's a little shithead.
Gremlin propaganda. Okay, that is not what gremlins are.
Aw.
It's hurtful. It's a hurtful stereotype.
It's slanderous.
You wish you could dual wield. And on that note, we're gonna wrap this up so that I can go figure out how to get some paint out of the basement. So, Lily, anything else you want to say to these nice people?
Learn how to change your own oil?
Learn how to change your own oil. The internet. It exists. Some of the sites are also run by gremlins, so enjoy that computer virus.
Why not just find a video that shows you how to do it?
Just do it. Just get on the
go
web.
onto the websites.
Go on the web. Type,
do the thing.
hey, how to change my own oil. Bam. You did it.
You'll find it.
And that's it. Learn how to change your own oil and maybe accept my apology for whatever I did so that my airplanes keep breaking.
Are you apologizing to the gremlins?
Yes. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I did it. So,
every time we try and have anything remotely resembling this conversation, something goes horribly awry, and
that's why we're trying to wrap this up as soon as possible. We just got the balcony fixed. We don't need any more things. So, everybody, you have a great night. Keep the gremlins at bay by not being a dick. Peace!
You made it here! Congratulations! Not many survive. Welcome to the end of the show. I'm Daisy, and if you like what you heard here, you can find us pretty much anywhere podcasts are distributed. If you're into the whole social media thing, we're on Twitter at Ramblin Tea House and Instagram at Ramblin_Tea House. You can check for updates there, or there's that one billboard in the forest too. Full disclosure, we're not sure where it came from. If you want to chance that dude with the knives, that's up to you. Or you can learn more at our website, ramblinteahouse.squarespace.com. And also, no matter what Kevin says, the hounds are not for sale, so could you stop asking? Okay, thanks. Bye.